Welcome to this exciting episode of Bob the Sign Man. Let's see what the Sign Man has for us today.
All right, let's take a little trip today with me. We're going to go up to Pope Canyon, and I've got some signs to install in this area where they're hauling off some debris. So I got a request a couple times. People have asked me who does all your installs and everything, because most of the videos I make are, in the shop, how to make signs and stuff. So people have been asking me, can you show us, what it's like during your daily routine? So, well, nothing's really a routine. So I'm going to head out. This is leaving my yard now. I'm going to head out onto a road called Silverado Trail. I'll just wait for the traffic to clear here. And we're going to head up to Pope Canyon, where we have an area where we have a fill where we take all our debris, all of our stuff from ditching, slides, and stuff like that. And it's a huge area. We could probably dump in this area for 20 years and not fill it up. So I'll take a little ride here through the wine country. It's kind of a beautiful area up in here. I kind of enjoy it, the wide open spaces, and I don't think I'd really like to work in the city much. We do have some areas that are a little bit more populated, I guess you could say, residential areas that are in the county. But for the most time, I have these wide open spaces out here where I can just kind of get out and do my thing. Sometimes I can drive up to, I easily put on over 100 miles a day just traveling to various locations to work on some signs. But since I'm doing this area up here, I like to work in the geographical area, so I'm going to just kind of work in this area today. And let's just take a little drive here. I'm going to speed it up through the wine country. All right, now we're going to take a little right turn here. I'm going to head up. This is Highway 128. This is Caltrans Highway. It's maintained by the state of California. We'll just leave it at that. So off to my right, off to my left, you can see some water over there. That's Lake Hennessy. That's where City of Napa, we get our water supply from. And there's a dam there, and it's called Con Dam because that's referred to as Con Valley. So I don't know when they built the damn thing, but it's been there for a damn long time, and there must have been some dam builders built the damn thing. And I'm going to try to slip in as many damn jokes as I can about that damn thing there, but it's a damn good idea, to make a nice water supply like that. But anyways, okay, I'm going to stop with the jokes. Let's continue on. We still got a ways to go. I'm going to speed up the camera and kind of slip some of this, or skip by some of this scenery, because it gets kind of boring just sitting here watching me drive. Okay, now that we're leaving Highway 128, we're getting on a road called Childs Pope Valley Road. This is a county maintained road. There's some of my signs you can see there. And it follows along the backside of Lake Hennessy there. And there's a little spot down there. When I was a kid, we used to go fishing down there. It was kind of fun when you're a little kid. You know, we used to make these like bamboo poles and put string on it and stuff. And oh, hell, this is way back a long time ago. But sometimes that water on the side there gets really low during the summer when the water supply starts to, they take a lot of water out of it. Anyways, we're going to keep going up here. There's a little bridge up here. It's called Whiskey Crossing, it's referred to as. And how it got its name, there's two ways it got its name, or two legends. One of them was this used to be the old highway that used to go between Pope Valley and Napa. And this was the Whiskey Crossing was considered the halfway point. And they would stop and bust open a little bit of whiskey. They used to haul barrels of whiskey. And they'd bust open a little barrel and have a little snort of whiskey along the way. That was their halfway point where they'd stop. And another legend is one of the casks fell off of the wagon and it busted open into the little creek there over the bridge that they went across. So it was referred to as Whiskey Crossing. Okay, as we get closer now, we're going to take this right turn here on Pope Canyon Road off of Childs Pope Valley Road. So this is actually called Pope Valley up here. And this is about 8 miles, this road that'll take us down to the big bridge where Lake Berryessa is. And I'm not quite going that far. I'm probably going about real close to it, though, probably about 7 miles down this road. So let's pick up the pace, and I'll meet you there at the install site. All right, we're going to be winding up here pretty soon. We're going to be reaching our target area. I'm going to drive by the area that I want to install the signs first, kind of get a feel for where I want to put them that'll get the most bang for your buck, I guess you could say. So I still got a couple miles away to go to Lake Berryessa. I'm sure, I don't know if a lot of people have ever heard of Lake Berryessa, but in 1969, it was a scene of the Zodiac killing was up there. I guess we've all probably heard of the Zodiac killer. Well, he was kind of around in this area where I live for a while. And I remember one time he said he was going to shoot the kids as they came off the bus. So we had sheriffs and highway patrol following the buses for a while. And, when you're a kid, I don't know if I can't remember if I was scared or not. I was only like about 9 years old at the time, 9 or 10. And so, I don't know. You're just when you're a kid, you don't think nothing's going to happen. It was kind of cool to see the cops following you. You felt pretty safe, but I don't know if that ever did anything. So this is Pope Canyon up here, and I'll be coming up to my area here pretty quick. All right, we're finally approaching the site. What I like to do is I like to drive by it to kind of get a feel for where I want to put the signs. So I'm thinking probably I'm around the next corner, so I want to put one probably behind that little guardrail right there, and that'll give a nice straightaway for people to start reacting, and you should be able to see the trucks. Because just right about in this spot right here is going to be you'll see a split in the guardrail, and that's the spot where the trucks are going to be entering and exiting right there. So I want to give them people a nice heads up. And then coming around the other direction, I'm going to be looking for an area where I think I can put the other sign. As you can see, there's nothing but mountainside and stuff, so I got to keep in mind they want to do maintenance, they want to clean the ditches and stuff, so I don't want the signs in the ditches, and I don't want them too close to the road where somebody's going to come by and clip the edge of them. So I'm kind of scouting out this area. There's a turn before you get into that straightaway where you can see the trucks coming. So I'm kind of thinking just immediately, probably off to my left there, I've got a spot picked out, probably right in there. Just before that guardrail on the opposite side of the road. So I'm going to go up here, turn around, and come back, and we're going to do some sign installs as promised. Okay, I'll get turned around and I'll come into the spot where I want to install the sign. And first thing I'll do is I'll try to get off the road as much as I can. I got a nice straightaway in back of me. I'm going to get out, put some signs out and some cones. I'm going to take my probe and I'm going to come up here and I am going to start probing the ground to make sure that I'm not going to dig in too bit of a rocky area. I want to make sure the probe will go in far enough so I can dig down and put the anchor in. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of poke the ground. Looks like I found a nice spot. And I think we're good to go.
you should be watching now for trucks. And when you come around this corner, right over there is the site. You can see the trucks now. If there's trucks coming in and out, you'll be able to see the trucks first. First is if I put it here and you have no advance warning. So you can see trucks now coming around there, so you should be able to pay attention to it. So that's one of the signs where I installed. Turn my engine off, but I'm going to leave the lights on. I'm going to grab 2 drive rivets, 3-inch, 4-inch setup, and 2 1-inch. And a corner bolt setup, which I'll leave in my pocket. So when I get there, it'll be in my pocket. And I'm going to need a wind brace. That's what I call them, wind brace, back brace, whatever you want to call it. All right, this one looks like it's made especially for a, it's not bent very much, so it's made especially for a Telspar post. I have a few of those. So I'm going to trade in my 4-inch setup for a 3-inch setup. And these are carriage bolts that I use. And when the carriage bolt goes through the front of the sign, I have one of these special rivets that's got a square hole and it's indented a little bit, and it will hold the carriage bolt from spinning when I get in there. And then it doesn't give the vandals anything to grab onto. Oh boy, I keep dropping everything. That's what pockets are for, but when you got holes in your pocket, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the sign on. When I get the maximum, so I'm going to go up to the second hole in the top with my drive rivet with a black nylon washer on it. We'll just take a hammer and drive those in. Okay. Then at the bottom, I got my 3-inch set up here. Go from the bottom here, from the back side I mean, and that square part of the carriage bolt will fit right in that round part of the Telspar post. Black nylon washer, flat galvanized washer, hot dipped, all of them are. A split washer, lock washer, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm going to put that 3-inch with this special little black washer on it. It's indented, like I said. This carriage bolt has 4 corners on it. So when I slide that in there, it'll fit in there flush. And sometimes the holes don't always line up when I cut them in the shop. You know, I might be off a little bit. So I just have to take a drill sometimes. Just open it up a little bit. Fits right in there. And then I'll put the bottom washers on. I won't need a nylon washer on that one since it's already got one on the front. So I'll put my lock washers in the back. But I want to turn this over. Hopefully it won't fall through. And I want to put my wind brace on. I'm just going to hold it in place so the bolt doesn't drop off since it's turned upside down. Ah, there we go. And now the 1-inch bolts go through the bottom. Black nylon, flat, lock washer, and a nut in the front. And we're going to do the same on the other side. That one I'll have to hold down a little bit. Okay, now all we have to do is tighten them up. And we'll get the ones underneath. I don't know if you guys notice, I don't step over my signs. I walk around them. To be old and wise, you must first be young and dumb. I can't tell you how many times my foot has not made it over and I've ended up on the ground. So just take care of myself. I'm going to go ahead and grab the number and put the number on. All right, this is going to be sign 501. So I'm going to punch out. I'll show you a close-up of these sometime. Maybe I'll put a photo on it. But it's real simple. I have new county install, February, and then I have dates to punch out here, 25, 26, 27. And this is sign 501, so I'm going to punch out the 5, the 0, and the 1. And it's going to go on the bottom right-hand corner, because when I drive up the road, it'll be closest to the driver's side, and I'll be able to see the sign, asset number, we call it. Whenever I handle these posts and signs like this, I always have these like rubber glove things on, because there's always little burrs on it, oils on it, and gets my hands all dirty. So basically, that's how I install a sign. I prep it anyways. Now all I have to do is go up, drop it in the anchor, attach the corner bolt, drive rivet. I've got this in, and we're good to go. Oops, got the door open over there. So go around this side and hit everything along the way that I can think of. Okay, now for me, that sign is a little tall. It's over my head. So what I'm going to do, it's up on a mound, about a foot mound. So I'm going to go take my bandsaw and go cut a foot off of that post. Okay, let's go cut a foot off of that post. Because here's pretty much the roadway. Like I said, I'm 6 foot. So if I cut about a foot off of it, it'll be better. It'll bring the sign down more into views of cars coming by. Big trucks could see it, but we want everybody to see it. I got a little workstation here. These are 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll go a little over, about 14, 15. There we go, much better. Okay, now to go get the tools to pound in the anchor bolts. These gloves get in the way when I try to work with those little bolts. So here we have the corner bolt, flat washer, and the nylon locking bolt. Sometimes the holes don't always line up with the anchor, so you got to lift the sign up a little bit and work it in there a little bit. Tighten it up. Makes it pretty secure. And then we'll drive in a drive rivet on the opposite side of where the attachment is. And that post is solid. Now go ahead and put my tools away. Here's the carriage bolt. It goes through and in contact with the sign, black nylon, flat washer. These are all hot dip galvanized, lock washer and a nut. A lot of guys will bend this over, but in the top I have a drive rivet, so that's not going to do anything. They're not going to be able to take it. So here's the center bolt that has that round concave thing that'll hold the carriage bolt. This wind brace was made specifically for the tailspar post. So you can see the end came through here. The 1 inch, the back side I always put the galvanized through. And you know, people ask, why do you do that? Well, when you put it through here, the square part of it bites into the sign and they're hard to get out. Plus when we recycle the signs, it doesn't create any burrs or anything. So I have 2 of those in. The anchor bolt down below and the drive rivet. There's my sticker that I put on the back. You can see February's punched out, new county installed, the year 25, and then the numbers, since we don't have 10,000 signs yet, I just have the 4 rows, so that's, you look at the 501, so this is asset number 501. And I'll create a log of history on the sign. You can see here I am parked way off the side of the road in the middle of virtually nowhere, which I love. No sidewalks, no people. And looky down there, quite the view down there. There's a road down there, somebody's house there. But this is an area that's susceptible to slides, but that's why we put the slide area signs, slide next 5 miles. Well, people are going to forget. They wanted me to put them up like every mile. It gets kind of time consuming and stuff, but
Alrighty, there you go. The county needs some signs put out in the middle of nowhere. Who are they going to turn to? That's right. They're just going to turn to the sign man. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll have more episodes of Road Trips with the Sign Man.
Thanks for watching this exciting episode of Bob the Sign Man. Filmed in the beautiful Napa Valley, Bob the Sign Man directs, produces and edits all of his own videos. To learn more about where Bob the Sign Man gets his materials and sign supplies, check out www.bobthesignman.com. As always, thanks for watching. See you soon.